Hi everyone and welcome to Furi on Furier difficulty S rank walkthrough. This is the third boss fight. It is called The Line, and Jesus Christ guys, this is the first time where S ranking the bosses is going to give you like a seizure or something. Like this guy is going to test your skills for the first time in the game, because this guy has a very step up difficulty from the other two. Like the strap is not even that hard. You can try it a few times. Like the strap is hard maybe on the last phase. It's really hard, and if you use the strategy with the panels on the ground, it's not even that hard. Just the last phase, as I mentioned before. And the first boss fight can be a little shocking because it's the first time that you're gonna face a boss in Furier difficulty and trying to S-rank it as well, but you're going to get that really close eventually, right? But this guy, no, this guy is the first time that you're gonna face the bullet hell on Furier and trying to S-rank at the same time, and this guy is gonna get on your nerves as he get onto mine. So if you want strategies for this guy, just watch the video, because there is not much that I can explain, since this is a game that relies heavily on your skill. There is not like this is not like a puzzle that I can give you just the answer, you know, do this and you'll get it. You need to put time and skill to beat the bosses yourself. I cannot give you the exact strategy that will make this easy. There is no way that this is going to be easy, but I can say this is why one of the biggest answers why I love this game so much. If you put time and effort, you're gonna see that you're slowly improving on the game really quickly, and you're gonna notice that improvement, and that's the best thing, because when you do, it's going to show you that this game can be really rewarding, because you can start in a boss fight like saying, how the fuck am I supposed to do this, right? Like this looks fucking impossible, and then you go from impossible to actually possible, and then from possible to quite likely, and then and then from quite likely to actually do it. And when you do it, it's one of those things, one of those moments like in Dark Souls or all those games that I really love, when it really builds on your satisfaction when you do it and you realize that you did it yourself. You didn't, because I can show you how I did it, but that's not gonna help as much. You're going to still need your time and a little luck maybe too, and your skill to do it. So the win is still entirely yours. So let's stop talking about whatever and let's give you the exact facts of this boss. You need 8 minutes to get the S rank. 8 minutes is the maximum. Of course, as always, 0 chaos. That could be the hardest thing in this boss fight, because see this phase? I had real trouble with this phase. So see what I'm doing, dodging the waves and dodging the circles, the balls at the same time. Well, you can actually, I found out this later, but whatever. You can actually press circle when the balls are about to hit you, and you'll block all the balls at the same time. And I found out testing it later. But as I always say, when I get an S rank, when I get it, it's going to be the thing that the moment that I record it. I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm looking for like my own run, you know, my own true run. If I was going for perfection, I would be going for 0 hits, which sounds impossible, and maybe it's really the hardest thing that you can do in this game. But I'm not sure if I'm going to ever do that, because there are a lot of random things that can happen. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm sorry, I started rambling. I'm gonna give the data again. 8 minutes, 0 chaos, and 50 hits. So the hits are, I think, the thing when you're going to fail mostly, because the time is quite enough. 8 minutes is quite enough to get to the end phase. And the KOs really doesn't matter anymore, because the KOs are the same for all the bosses. But 50 hits with all the balls flying, and look at the phase that is coming right up. This is the last phase. This is where you need not to get hit. This is the most important phase when you get to it. You need to not get hit in this phase, guys, because this phase is the last phase of the boss, and from this phase you're going to go probably to one of the toughest phases in all bosses, excluding the fucking burst, which is insane, and maybe the final boss. This is trouble. So I'm going to say do what I'm doing here. Use the charge shot to destroy these pillars. Don't shoot it with like I'm doing here, see, because that's gonna create more bullets on screen, and that potentially is going to hit you more times. So just use the charge shot, guys, if you can. I mean, if the pillar is red and you can actually hit it, just hit it, but to finish it, right? But mostly just try to use charge shots. Take as many time as you can in this phase. Don't rush it, because if you rush this phase, you're not gonna get the S rank. Not because you might get to 50 hits, because you see those waves that are spawning from the boss. That hits pretty hard. That hits really hard. And you're gonna see how close I am to actually failing this boss, because if you get a KO, you have to restart the boss. That's the thing, right? If you get a KO, you're finished. So that's the hardest thing in this phase, avoiding the KO. So yeah, as you can see, I'm keep using the charge shot. I keep hitting the pillars with anything that I can. See, the bullets will reach the pillar from this position, so I'm gonna use it. If you see any health, get it. Seriously, just try to get it. It's gonna help. And try not to get hit by the waves. If you get hit by a bullet, by a random bullet on screen, it's not gonna take as much squares. I think it takes only 1 square if you hit by a bullet. Or like, no, I got hit there and it took like 1/4 of health, because it was one of the. See, that took an entire square. But if you get hit by the fucking things, the fucking waves, it's gonna take 2 full squares. If you want a much better S rank, look for Seraphim17. Is on my feature channels. He does this boss much better than me. Like he's very good at this game. So I recommend that if you want better gameplay, check him out. So yeah, this was the line, guys, and I'll see you in the next boss fight.